All right, day 28, 30 days. Today we are volunteering at the ASPCA. I don't know what we're gonna do, but hopefully we play with puppies. So we'll find out. Let's go.
This is where we started. This is our adoption center. This is where all the action happens. When the people come in from the public looking to adopt an animal, their first stop is going to be here. The client service reps, which are the ladies in black behind the desks, help them out by doing the contracts and things of that nature, talking about the animals. The lovely women that we have now in gray is a volunteer adoptions counselor, and they are the folks that are responsible for breeding and then taking the people around and introducing them to the wonderful animals that we have here and hopefully finding the perfect match.
Not a bad gig, huh?
Not a bad gig at all.
Right on.
So what we'll do is we'll have our volunteers come through here and we'll show them where our animals are housed. This could be for cat volunteers or dog volunteers when we get there, and the adoption counselors. It may seem like you're just playing with the cats and the kittens that we have here or the dogs, but every interaction that they have with a human is part of the socialization process, which makes them more adoptable, comfortable with people. We give the dogs basic obedience classes, so what's more fun than when you're showing adopters and you go up and you say sit, and the dog sits down, and people are like, I want that when he knows how to sit. So here we house our cats in condos.
These are great.
Aren't they great?
They have views.
Views of everything.
They're pretty big.
They all have a bed and a little shelf there for them. In 2006, we renovated. We used to look like a regular shelter with the cages and everything else. But now, through generous donations, so we're a not-for-profit organization, we were able to make the state-of-the-art. So we also have our habitats back here, which houses, it's our communal housing. So those cats that are deemed to get along well with other cats, and they have all the enrichment things in there for them, and our volunteers are taught how to go in and interact with all the various cats, and you can have a chance to do that today if you want. And they all have their cage cards up, which tells our volunteers and our adopters about the animal. This gives their status, so Mia's available. She's a level 1 cat. We do level 1 and level 2. Level 2 is those cats that might need somebody that has a little bit more experience in reading cat body language, although we do the training for that. Yeah. They're saying to socialize with Mia in her cage or take her to the socialization room. She's a secret admirer. That's part of our Meet Your Match program, which actually sort of works like Match.com or Harmony.com, but for pets. And we'll give any kind of information. So she's a little shy girl. We'll tell her adopters when you take her home, she might likely hide under the sofa and come out in her own time.
Mia's Match.com profile says she likes long walks on the beach.
She does, see?
Mia.
In the wintertime, the floors are heated, so the dogs are not sleeping on cold floors, and they all get their own beds.
They look better than I do.
And you know, lots of times we find volunteers sitting on the floor in the wintertime.
Trying to warm up, yeah. Well, maybe not in that wet
well, maybe not, but you'd be surprised. Our volunteers get right in there with the best of them.
They're very, I would expect walking in here, like all of us walking in, that they would start barking, but no, very quiet.
That's has to do with the volunteer socialization program.
Yeah, nice.
And one of the things that we also like to point out, we have so many wonderful dogs here, and people a lot of times, I don't know, you've probably heard it now that you're a volunteer with the ASPCA, you'll be able to answer when they say, oh, but you can't get a purebred dog at a shelter,
and
we only want. And look, right behind there, that would be a French Bulldog, and he's a purebred.
Oh, look at that.
He sits there, but you know what, match them all up, purebred, shelter dog mix, they're wonderful all the way around, and we always tell people, don't discount the shelter dogs.
All shapes
they're
and
wonderful.
sizes.
Wow, they're just chilling, just napping.
Yeah. Our volunteers are wide range from anywhere from ages 16, which is the minimum age that volunteers have to be to come in here. They can work with cats and kittens, up until we have volunteers in their 70s. And they do all kinds of things, from syringe feeding to bottle feeding to doing laundry and housekeeping and hand knitting beds to taking the dogs on walks to socializing with the cats. Pretty much anything you can think of, volunteers are involved in.
Now that I've taken the tour, changed into my ASPCA volunteer shirt, it's time to play Pill. Finally.
On the floor.
So today I'm Victoria, this is Jill, and this is our intern veterinarian.
Hello.
And we are going to work with one of our dogs that is very sweet but has a little bit of fear-based issues towards people that he perceives as unusual. So every day we work with him, and we try to recruit as many people as we can to dress up and to appear in front of him, but at the same time provide something that he likes to make a positive association with something that's a little odd to him. So he likes tennis balls. So what we're going to do is, if you guys agree to it, put maybe a hat on, some kind of coat, and maybe use some sort of walking aid like a cane, and Jill will,
There was a crutch here a second ago.
Yeah, so we've got crutches, but don't lean on them because you'll break your leg.
This is actually working.
So here's one outfit you can put on.
Victor, we may have them do one without the coat just so we can grab them in the volunteer t-shirts for videoing. Is that still a sufficient novelty?
Yeah, well, if you just use the cane and maybe a hat, that could be okay for now.
To be honest, most people do find me a bit odd anyway.
There you go. So why don't Jill will demonstrate. He likes tennis balls above treats. Most of the time we use treats to reward the dogs, but he likes tennis balls. So we've got Yukon on that side. Jill's gonna walk up, act a little bit funny.
This is very ominous. She's going around
You can
there
speed
alone.
up, yeah. You don't know what we have on the other side. It's a bear. There you go. So she just said hello and sort of walked up kind of unusually and threw the tennis ball to him.
Okay.
That's going to throw them
That's
back.
all you do.
Yeah.
I feel like I should walk like a pimp.
You could. Go for it.
And I got the hat on too.
Yeah. You did.
He's like, oh, beautiful.
So why don't I go get China Girl and somebody else can get Cooper. We're gonna have a doggy play session in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is Cooper?
You passed the first test wearing the funny hats.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be fun.
Now you have to do these guys.
Whoa!
Oh, they're going to have fun.
Okay. So her story is that, I don't know if you've heard this, she came from a house, no, it wasn't a house, a one-bedroom apartment in Brooklyn. The lady had 21 grown dogs, large.
Her size and bigger.
Hold on, one-bedroom apartment, 21.
Yeah.
It's an animal quarter.
Wow.
Some of them lived on top of a table. Never came off.
Dishwasher.
One was on a
You are
dishwasher.
kidding me.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 lived on a couch. She lived, when we were there, I went there, I saw she was chained up to a pipe. So, that's her story. His, I'm not sure. So she's really excited. I bend her knees when she comes around.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, she just needs to get her energy up a little bit, like her Cheerios.
I do the same thing with new people.
She was scared of guys before. It's good that you're actually interacting with her. She needs as many men as she can meet.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. I'm favoring the dogs. Not true. ASPCA has a bunch of cats too. And they're cute. Except they have claws. Sometimes they hurt. A lot.
They always climb.
Yes, they do.
They're learning how to use their claws. It's a learning experience.
You learn. You know exactly how to use those claws.
And it's so important for them to have their claws because it helps the muscles in their back. It's not just a matter of climbing and latching on, but it's exercising all the muscles in their arms and the muscles in the back of their shoulders and so forth. You know, you notice cats, you see them doing this kneading a lot of times, and then also climbing up, trees and things.
And you can't forget digging them into people's shoulders. That's very important.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. How are you though? Is this scary for you? Oh. There you go.
So that's really the day in the life of a volunteer. That's what you would be doing and what you would do today. And volunteers actually can come in and have a variety of tasks. You can be a dog volunteer and a cat volunteer and split your time while you're here, or a dog volunteer and an adoptions counselor. Whatever you want to do, the minimum we require is 8 hours a month and a 6-month commitment. And 8 hours can be taken
So
just like
you
that.
can do that in a day, you can do that over
a period of time. If you're doing something like adoption counseling, you're going on our off-site van, that's usually 3 to 4 hour commitment. So that's there, right away. But if you wanted to come in, and a lot of our volunteers do that, they go to work, and then after work they say, look, I need my kitten fixed, or I need my puppy fixed. They stop over, they sign in for an hour, and they come in and feel better about helping our animals, take a dog for a walk, play with a kitten.
And they get to play with puppies or kittens. I mean,
puppies or kittens.
How could you complain about volunteering like that?
I would imagine you could. So.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for joining the team.
Appreciate it. It is day 28 of 30 Dates, 30 Days. We're done, but we're going to go play with more puppies. So, thanks.
You didn't think I'd really go the whole video without showing you one puppy, did you? Look at them. They're adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.